the candidate who's running for the delegate of the 87th district. The man that actually held the nuclear football for President Ronald Reagan. He's running for that seat. And would please come on up and say a few words.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you to all of you who are attending, and especially the organizers in the back. We appreciate it. Dick Black and I have something in common, and that is we are both Vietnam veterans. I flew missions there for almost 5 years. This is the largest group of Vietnamese that I have been in since April 29th, 1975, when I flew out about 250 Vietnamese allies as the communists were about to take over. Some of you may have been on board, or some of your parents may have been on board. And I said that Dick Black and I are both Vietnam veterans. I'm a veteran. Dick Black is a Vietnam hero. If you don't know that, read his history. You all know the difference between freedom and serfdom. So do the Korean Americans here. So does my wife, who was born and raised in Taiwan. That's not communist China, that's free China. She knows the difference. Now, as Matt said, I did have the honor and privilege of serving as Ronald Reagan's military aide for 3 years. And I learned two very important things about politics from Ronald Reagan. There's two kinds of people, generally speaking, who run for public office. There's people who want to be something, and there are people who want to do something. Ronald Reagan wanted to do something. In an administration, just like every other administration, that is populated with some very large egos, Ronald Reagan was not one of them. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, he knew how he wanted to do it, and he knew why he was in the White House. And he left the same man 8 years after having been sworn in January of 1981. I'm going to be very brief here. I want to echo what the other speakers have said. The country is at a crossroads. We're either going to save this country in this election and in 2020 and in the days after, or we're going to lose it. We're either going to save Virginia on November 5th, or we are going to lose it. That's how stark the situation is here. I spent my time in uniform in the Cold War. I thought that was never going to end. I literally thought that I would serve my entire career and spend my entire life confronting an aggressive Soviet Union, and then all of a sudden it was gone. So when I took the oath and said I would support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, I was principally focused on the foreign enemies. Today is a different day. Now I feel like I have to focus on our domestic enemies. That's a very, very harsh thing to say, and it's a terrible thing to have to say about America. But that's the reality that we face. We have anti-American domestic enemies running loose in this land, and they are in powerful positions, and they are trying to take over Virginia, and they're trying to take over the United States. Let me close by saying a couple of things. To me, at the county level, the most important positions right now, elected positions, are school board. For all the reasons that the various candidates like Andy Baer and Mike Neely and others have said. That's where we've got to make our stand, because they're getting our children. They said it 50 years ago, we will get you through your children, and that's exactly what they're doing now. So that's why I'm running, that's why Gary Higgins is running. By the way, we will have an R after our name on the ballot, unlike the countywide, so you will know who, at least which party we're from when you go to the ballot box on November 5th. So, to reiterate again what other speakers have said, the real key to this election on November 5th is getting out the vote. Approximately 30% of registered voters, at best, will vote on November 5th. If our people show up, we'll win. And that makes all the difference in the world. Matt, thank you again. I appreciate it.